All right, step 1 is done, building this lean-to shed. And step 2 is we need to build stalls. You know, basically it's gonna be like a little mini barn. This is a 10-foot space, 10-foot space. Hey, pigs. Also, as soon as we're done with this build, we need to move these 2 pigs out of this shelter so that way we can start training them to a hot wire. But first, let's see if we could reuse some materials. The first step on building this deep bedding system is I need to go to my Sow the Land general store and pick up a few hog panels. Now, because I want to make the walls movable, it'd be easier just to go buy some gates. But that could be super expensive, and so let's see what we got. Let's check out the general store. You know, I've inherited a bunch of tin over the years, old barn tin. I don't keep everything, every little piece, mainly the bigger pieces. Let's see how long these are. I mean, they might do. No matter what I do, I can't seem to get away from using this one-man auger. Maybe it's my destiny. All right, we got it. Look at this. We put in 4x4 posts, 1, 2, 3 posts in the ground, the side, and this is the back of the deep bedding system. I don't necessarily going to need that movable. I could put a gate right here if I wanted to, or a gate right here. I mean, who knows? I mean, who knows? This thing could be for a milk cow also. We got cattle panels. We got hog panels. What else we got? We got 2x4s, 2x6s, T-posts, old tin. We got an old gate. And with all of this, we have to try to make some sense of it all. It's just like a giant puzzle. Another beautiful day at the office today. Luckily, I didn't hit no traffic coming to work. Trying to reuse all the materials that I have. Most of this stuff I already had on hand. I have a bunch of hog panels for some reason. Some cattle panels, 2x6s, all the tin. There is a difference between a hog panel and a cattle panel. So some of you guys know, some of you guys don't. I didn't know initially, but this is a hog panel. The little slots down below so a little pig doesn't go through it. And then this is a cattle panel. This is the bottom. These are a little bit wider, and definitely a little pig can get through that. A pig gets out of the cattle panel, and that's how I learned between a hog panel and cattle panel. We're going to use these rugged structural screws. They have a built-in washer at the end of these, pressure treated, 4 pressure treated, and you know, they're just a little bit more solid. They grab onto the wood better because it has that washer on it, which I like these a lot. Now, if I was just doing pigs in this shelter, we're done here. Like, that should be good enough. But, you know, I'm thinking maybe sheep, maybe cows, maybe goats. Well, maybe not goats. We're gonna add another 2x6 up higher, which will make it about 48 inches. I want this to sit flush to the ground as much as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it was a little bit raised right there because of the concrete. So close, guys. We're getting there, getting closer. We've got a back wall now. We've got a side wall. This is gonna be the gate. Now, some fun options with the gate. You could go buy a gate, or you could make a gate. Well, I think it's more funner to make a gate because it's just gonna make it more gooder. All right, we're using our Craig jig today for this door. This is my Craig jiggy box. We've got Craig jig for 2x4s, Craig jig for small woods. All the screws are all in one box. Yeah, I'm digging deep for some 2x4s, man. I'm digging deep. I'm trying to use what I got. When I demoed some of my barn, I kept a lot of the hinges that came with these heavy-duty barn doors inside that place. The only thing about these is that the holes are really big, so just a standard screw is not going to work. All right, that door is heavy. We got to put the door on later. But then next is we got to do these other walls. That's the permanent section, permanent walls. And I'm thinking, you know, when we come in here with a wheelbarrow, we got to scoop all this deep bedding out eventually. Or if there's a tractor involved, you know, we could come in this way in the front and scoop it out. That means this section and this section walls need to be removable. In the past, I would zip tie this to the T-posts, to the corners, but I feel like a grown-up today because I'm not using zip ties. I am using these pipe clamps. So this is a pipe clamp that you get in the plumbing section. It has a screw that tightens it. So we will let it out. It needs to be big enough to fit the 4x4 post. These 5 inchers are just, I think, barely enough. They got 5 and they got 6. 6 is a little too long. It almost needs to be like a 5.5, but they don't make those. You know, this door is a beast. I might have made it too heavy. Just because it's really long. Okay, I think I'm gonna need to want to do this a little bit more. Need a little bigger gap there, I think. All right, look at that. We got a door now, and it swings open. This is how I wanted it. I wanted it to be able to open all the way, so that way if we wanted to, we can just leave it open. You know, I could tie it up here so it doesn't move. I didn't want it to just open up halfway like this. That's what the other shelter I had on the high tunnel that I built. I didn't like how it halfway opened up. You know, because if there's an animal coming and say I wanted this open so they could come in and out, you know, they're gonna rub up against this and maybe mess it up. So that opens all the way, and then we'll add something. I'll add a latch on this or something. We went super heavy duty here. We got 4-inch lag screws. These are 1.5 inch. Now remember, this is for deep bedding, so we're gonna need something to cover this cattle panel. Also, it's a cattle panel, so little pigs could definitely go through that. All right, the puzzle is coming together. No pig shelter is complete without zip ties. I'm busting out the zip ties. Come on. I have to, right? I got to. Look at this. A whole box full of a year's supply of zip ties. All right, I should have done this first. We got 4-inch pipe clamps. That's how we're gonna attach the cattle panel to the T-posts, so that way it'd be easier to take on and off, to remove, so that way it's not a zip tie. I mean, that's the drawback of the zip tie. You know, if you always wanted to remove this, you always have to cut the zip tie, and a lot of times you forget to throw the zip tie away and you got zip ties all over the property. Alright, so then now the zip tie, and then zip tie it to the cattle panel. Okay, so before we go any further, we need to shovel up some wood chips. Fun. Alright, Lorraine. Luckily, we've had some good luck with getting wood chips lately, because the key to that deep bedding system are these wood chips. That's the first load. My mini truck is really just a glorified wheelbarrow.
This would be easier this way.
All right, this is load number 2. We're just trying to get a good base going before we put the pigs in. It'd just be a lot easier just to dump a whole lot of it now before the pigs are here. It's like a big puzzle, guys, I'm telling you. We're almost there. Home stretch. I can feel it. All right, we made it. We finished. I had all this on hand already. The tin, the T-posts, the cattle panels, the hog panels. Right here we put a cattle panel because I wanted that height. These are taller than the hog panels. The front here is a cattle panel and these are removable. That side is removable. Maybe eventually I might put more a permanent wall on this side, or maybe not. I like the idea of just kind of removing it if I don't want it there. And then also, you know, if we're going to come in with a wheelbarrow, the mini truck, we could come in this way, take these panels off, and be able to shovel some of this deep bedding out or bring wood chips in. And we have these pipe clamps where we could just unscrew it all. And then we got the latch, the door. You come in here. You got the wood chips. This is what's going to turn into compost. This is not only going to be for pigs, it's going to be for other animals. So that's why I kind of went high with the walls. I can always add some 2x6s to make that taller for the bedding. You know, this is, I think, going to always evolve. On this side, I doubled up. I got cattle panels because I wanted the height, but I wanted it for pigs also, so I have hog panel and a cattle panel. We can always run a hot wire up top or run a hot wire down below, up top there. I'm gonna go ahead and leave these tall, these 4x4 posts, just in case I'm gonna need that height for some reason. So we're just gonna wait on that for a minute. Now this is the same size as we had at our previous property when we had the high tunnel deep bedding system. I just made it a lean-to shed. You know, we have this tin that is this high because so that way we can keep adding wood chips if we have pigs in here for a while, and eventually they're just going to be pooping in there, and we're just going to cover it and create soil compost for our gardens. And I love saving rain, so that's another reason why this structure is the way it is. So that way I'm going to throw some gutters on here eventually, throw a bunch of rain collecting barrels over here, and also utilize that when we do have animals in here as well. My mini truck does fit through this gate. If I need to, I could just back in right here. Eventually all this is gonna just be covered in wood chips. We're gonna live with these cattle panels and hog panels in the front here for now. But as I'm building it, I kind of see maybe a couple gates that swing out would probably be more convenient. So, but we're gonna live with this for now and then just see how it works and everything, see what kind of adjustments that we need. Now, the next step is we need to move our 2 Idaho pasture pigs. We're gonna be moving them in here and then also training them to electric wire so that way we can eventually move them out and maybe in our woods this year. So thank you guys for watching. I'm glad this is done now. This probably could be maybe a week project. If you had a couple people doing it, if you're doing it by yourself, well, maybe about a month. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video, because in the next video, we're going to be moving some pigs in here. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.